Okay, so I'm gonna have two videos on this. The first one's going to be me actually doing the live audio while I'm actually playing the game, and then this one will be for players. So we're dropping in on Dead City. I want you to pay attention to the top icons. You see how many robots are dropping into your match. You have a blue and red bar, and then you have A, B, C, D, E, and you have a timer. So each match is 10 minutes. There are some times you won't have time. Okay, so right now, if you drop in a match and you just get wiped and you start looking at the bar at the top and you see, you know, their team has 6 and you have 3, that's an indication you're gonna lose, or that's why you're losing, because for some reason it didn't put in the other players like it needed to. And that's every blue moon. I've had a couple of matches recently where the timer didn't work but the bars work. So the bars on the side, if you look at the bars, they're telling you who's winning at the beginning of the match. So we have 3 beacons, they have 2. That's pretty common. Usually that's the setup. It's not too bad, but if you focus in on the bars, you'll notice we're slightly ahead. Why? The red bar is under the first robot. Okay, the blue bar is still to the outside of the first robot. So right now blue team is winning. Okay, and you can tell by the beacons. Okay, time is going down. Each bot, you know, of course, every time a bot dies, one disappears, then it comes back as long as they have a replacement bot. So these are things you may know, but you may not realize how you win or lose matches, and you're looking at the bar, it's like, we should have won. So I want you to pay attention to the bar. So this video, I'm not going to have sound and all that. I just want you to watch the bars and pay attention to the number of icons for robots. So right now we're missing 1 robot. He just came back. If you're looking at the bar now, we're starting to go back even. So right now the bars between the first 2 robots, and that's kind of how you can indicate where the bar is located. Okay, so when you're watching a match, paying attention to the beacons are king, but if people are dying on your side, even if you have all the beacons and you're basically, they're killing your robots off very quickly, the bar is not going to move according to the beacons as much, because it takes into account the amount of robots on each team. Okay, so that's why sometimes you could have all the beacons and the bar doesn't seem like it's moving, or you don't have the beacons and the bar doesn't seem like it's moving. So if you don't have the beacons and the bar is not moving, then you guys are killing the other robots pretty quickly. Okay, so as you look at this match now, we're behind now. Okay, you can really see it now. So the blue bar is basically 3 robots down for us. Okay, it's only basically one robot down for them, and you can see they have 3 beacons. We have 2 now. Okay, but the bar is starting to kind of start to show the difference a lot more. So the close games, usually what's going on is the bots are dying about the exact same rate, and the beacons are either 3-2 for most of the match. It may switch back and forth, but it's pretty easy even, or you'll have somebody who there's a beacon that's not even picked up. So you may have both teams have 2 beacons and 1 beacon's free. So when people are telling you pay attention to the beacons, that's key, but also robot kills makes a difference. So if you look up and you see you guys have 3 robots, they have 5, and you guys have all the beacons, but the clock's not moving, that's why. It's taking all those things into account. So right now we're losing. As far as the bar is concerned, we're losing pretty bad, but if you notice, the bar is still going, but it's going slowly. Now let's see if we, okay, so that bot came back, and you're looking at the bar, we're losing, but the bar is not just like running down super fast, because we're obviously either killing the bots or no bots are leaving the match too much. So pay attention to deaths in the match. So we just lost a bot, they lost a bot. You see that was a trade-off. Okay, so 2 bots just came back into the match. Now we'll look and see if anybody else dies. Okay, and the bar is really on our side. It's going down. It's down pretty far, but it's not just like going down super fast. So depending on the rate of how fast bots are dying also comes into effect. So pay attention to the beacons and the amount of bots. You want the beacons, like that's a priority. Okay, you can't control how many bots are dying, but you can control the beacons if you can get to them, or stay alive. You know, try and stay alive as long as you can. So now we're about to run into a problem, because if they get 4 beacons and we just have 1, that bar is going to go down really fast now. Okay, we just killed a bot. We killed 2 bots. So look, War and the one before me, then I just took somebody down. Now they just took War down. Okay, are they down 1 or 2 bots? No, they have all bots again, but now we have 3 beacons and they have 2. Okay, so the beacons do come into play. We all have the same amount of robots, but it also depends on how fast the bots are dying. And then remember, everybody doesn't have 5 robots, so the higher you go up, 5 robots is why it's your bread and butter. Okay, you can win a match just because you got a 5th bot. Okay, especially at lower levels. As you get higher, usually most people have 5 bots. Now, if you watch what I'm doing, my goal is to get to another beacon. We need 3, but we really need 4. Why? Because our bar is so low and we don't have that extra robot. Okay, he just came back good. So both teams are running the same amount of bots. Let's see if their bot comes back. So let's see. Okay, so we're all even on robots. We just took another beacon. And look at our bar. It's still not going down super fast. It's still low, but we're still in this fight because we've had more beacons more so near the end now than they have. Okay, so that's why if you're in a fight and it's even if it's not close, always that little second I just held the beacon and took it from them made a difference. So even if you go have a clean kill, it's probably better to take the kill and then get the beacon if you can do it. But a lot of times the beacon is going to have a greater value than just the kill. But we know if we take a robot out, they still have to spawn back in and then re-engage you. Okay, so if you can get the beacon, it makes a difference. So here we go. Now look, they're down. Are they down a bot? Let's see. They may be down about, but remember we kept holding the beacons for near the end of the match for we had it the most. Okay, now they have 3 beacons. Now watch the bar, it's gonna start dropping fairly quickly. Okay, so at this point we have to get beacons in order to slow the clock down and the bar. The clock's not our concern right now because it's 2 whole minutes. Okay, so right now when you're in this situation, your goal is to try to get all the beacons you can get your hands on to stop the bar from moving. Okay, because the bar and the time are not on the same scale. Okay, the bar is tied to beacons and the bot ratio for each team. Okay, so that's why the bar may go down really quick, but you got plenty of time left, or the bar down goes like right now. Look at the bar. The bar is like it should be gone. Okay, but we have 3 beacons. They only have 3 robots. So when your bots go down and they have all the beacons, now that little bar can take forever. And I mean forever. And there you go. So we took the last bot. Now there are some situations where people don't realize, okay, we need to get a beacon. So it could be 3 beacons to 2 and we could lose. Okay, if it was 3 to 3, if they had 3 beacons and we had 2, we still would have probably lost. So that's what you want to pay attention to, is how many bots are dying. You know, if you see a bunch of your bots see, you know, red killing blue, red killing blue, red killing blue, then that's the indication you're going to be in trouble unless you make something different, or, you know, you guys last longer. So I hope this helps. You know, a lot of those fights, you're sitting there trying to you're scratching your head trying to figure out, how did we just lose, or how did we just win, you know, or what just happened. You know, that's it. Paying attention to the bar and the beacons, but understand the beacons. Well, let's just put it this way: the bar is really what you're fighting against. You're fighting against time, but that bar is really what you want to pay attention to. If that bar gets to a certain point, you have to make a decision. Do I drop this bot? You know, maybe you're doing long range. You see the beacon, the bar is going down too far. Drop that bot so you can get into the heat of the fight to try to make a difference on who has beacons, or maybe killing a robot. Remember what I said? It comes down to killing robots. You know, you kill more of their robots fast enough, and it's gonna slow that slow that bar down. But you can kill as many bots as you want. But if they have, you know, 3 or 4 beacons, you can still lose. Okay, so that's the thing there. So I hope this gives you a better idea of what's going on. I know the UI is going to change, you know, coming this summer. I think like June, July, they're going to change the UI and give us a different setup, maybe help you a little bit better on that. But just know, man, that's what's going on, and pay attention. So focus on what are you looking at when you're fighting. You know, definitely you're trying to pay attention to the robots, but beacon control is huge, but it still can go off balance if they're killing more of your team's bots than you're killing of their bots. You know, that's the issue. So or leaving a beacon open. You may see somebody leave the beacon open, you guys are just ramming down their throat, and the next thing you know, they start making a run, and because you didn't secure that beacon earlier in the match, you end up losing. You know, and that has happened where you see 4 beacons and there's a 5th beacon and it's on your side, but it's not capped. That can still lose the match. So if you, like, I've had to cap a beacon in a Fury, like, what the heck? Yeah, it takes forever to get over there, but that's why you want to get beacons, and that's why stealing beacons makes a difference. Even if you, like, I might be in a stalker, you'll see that a lot of times people in stalkers run around grabbing beacons, and you're trying to figure out, like, why they're not going to be able to hold it. Why are they changing that beacon? Because that few, you know, second or 2 or 3, you know, might be a couple of seconds, might be a minute, you know, but we'll say it's like 20 seconds. They able to get the beacon. It takes you 20 seconds to get over there to change it back. That's time later on in the match that might come back to haunt you, and you could lose the match because you didn't secure that beacon. You know, so just remember, the bar is really what you're fighting against. The time, if you're looking at the time, you may not have the time you think you have. You want to pay attention to that bar and the number of beacons that they have and the number of beacons you have. Even if you set a beacon to just white it out, that's going to benefit your team if you white it out on their side. So they got, you know, 3 beacons, you got 2, you white one of their beacons out. Now you guys have the same amount of beacons. It's gonna matter at the end of the match. So what you do in the battle matters when you get an opportunity to get a beacon or stop somebody from getting a beacon or killing robots. You know, you get 2 kills in, it's 5 robots. That means somebody's only got 3 robots in their hangar. You know, kills make a big difference too. So both sides matter. So hopefully this, you know, gives you some insight on, you know, how do I engage people? How do I, you know, see if we're gonna win this match, or what do I need to focus on to make sure we have the best chance of winning this match? That's the key. What do I focus on to have the best chance to win this match? And when it comes down to the wire, did I do everything I needed to do to put us in the best position to win? Because it could come down to, you know, something simple like the last bot you have is just fast enough to get to another beacon before they can actually get close to you. Or I've been in a match that I bring out a Fury and they have a light bot and they don't realize I'm in a Fury and they go running across to the beacon and I light them up. Game over. So you know, what you do throughout the match actually matters and makes a big difference. And sometimes it might be just defending a beacon for, you know, 3 or 4 minutes. You're just defending a beacon and you're trying to figure out, like, I didn't do much damage, but I ain't let them get this beacon. Well, guess what? That one beacon could have been, you know, the difference between winning and losing. So Like I said, I hope this helps you out. If you got any questions, let me know in the comments. And this is Ghost out. Thank you very much. I'm trying to sound scary. Whatever. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment if you enjoyed this video. And as always, choose like over death.